Thanks so much for joining us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim-Nakrin, sharing with you some of the top stories that we're following right now. There's an investigation underway after two people were shot at a family gathering. This did happen in Atlanta. I want to show you now some video from the scene here. And, the investigation is very active. One of the victims was a 17-year-old girl. And right now, the victims are being treated at Grady Memorial Hospital. That's where Atlanta News First Don Shipman has the story.
Both victims were taken here to Grady Memorial Hospital, a 17-year-old girl and a man in his 50s. The shooting happened late last night into the overnight hours in southeast Atlanta at a recreation center. That recreation center called South Bend Center, located in the city's Lakewood Heights neighborhood. Atlanta police on the scene overnight investigating, collecting that evidence and interviewing witnesses. We could see officers using flashlights, seeking out that evidence. Police were first dispatched to the center on Compton Drive right around 11 p.m. Crews on the scene well into the overnight conducting their investigation. According to police, this party included several family members, and the two victims are likely familiar with the suspect or suspects, but it's unclear on what may have led to this shooting. So far, no arrests and no description of the suspects. As for the shooting victims, that teen girl and that man, police have yet to release the extent of their injuries or their condition. At Grady Memorial Hospital, Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.
And thanks so much to Don for that report. I want to let you know that we are also following what's happening with the YSL trial, expected to resume at any moment now. And the man accused of helping to start the alleged YSL street gang here in Georgia is going to be back on the stand. His name is Walter Murphy. He is one of the star witnesses for the prosecution. Well, the state has argued that what he actually said on the stand was different from what he told them when he accepted their plea deal. So this is all related to the 2015 gas station shooting in southeast Atlanta, where Murphy was arrested and where he was charged. He told the defense that the crime had nothing to do with co-defendants in this trial. The state asked Judge Ural Glanville to reintroduce evidence showing Murphy's statements are inconsistent, and the judge...
I'm going to exclude it.
If I may, Your Honor.
I'm going to exclude it. That's my ruling.
Your Honor.
I've excluded it.
Yeah, and the judge, Ural Glanville, did not hide his frustration with all this. Let's listen.
I'm going to exclude it.
If I may, Your Honor.
I'm going to exclude it. That's my ruling.
Your Honor.
I've excluded it. That's my ruling. You've got some ethical and other issues bringing that. Even though you may have some issues with Mr. Murphy, I understand that, but this is not what you're going to be able to present in front of this jury.
Okay, so you heard that very stern warning from Judge Ural Glanville about what can and can't be presented to the jury regarding Mr. Murphy, Walter Murphy, a star witness for the prosecution. He is expected back on the stand this morning when court does resume, expected to resume any moment now, and you can watch it live on our secondary stream. That's our special event stream, and we are bringing you gavel-to-gavel coverage here on Atlanta News First Plus. All right, let's talk about some of the issues with the USPS, because I'm sure it is impacting many of you who are watching right now. We have covered numerous delays with USPS, issues about mail getting lost as well. Well, happening today, there could be some help on the way for those of you who have been dealing with all these issues, particularly at a Metro Atlanta distribution center. They could come up at a hearing today in Washington, D.C. So Atlanta News First Rebecca Schramm is in Palmetto, which is in South Fulton County, and that facility has had some major issues with logistics.
It's a brand new, massive distribution center that was supposed to make things easier, but it's doing the opposite in some ways. Well, today, this facility and what happens here will be under scrutiny by lawmakers in Washington, D.C. Take a look, because we've been reporting some of the problems we've seen in the last couple of months here at the new Atlanta Regional Processing and Distribution Center off Roosevelt Highway between Fairburn and Palmetto. U.S. Post Office trucks lined up for hours hours at a time, sometimes for most of the day. Several Georgia lawmakers sent a letter to the U.S. Postal Inspector demanding to know what's going on at this facility. And in just a few hours from now, the U.S. Senate is scheduled to hold a hearing on oversight of the Postal Service. They want to figure out how to correct the problems and bring some accountability to the Postal Service. Here's what Georgia Senator John Ossoff said at a recent event when reporters asked him about it.
We're seeing some significant mail processing and delivery delays. There have also been alarming allegations and reports of criminal activity. When I hear from my constituents that they're having issues with the Postal Service that impact families' safety and security, or just the orderly delivery of mail necessary for quality of life and commerce, I take action.
The hearing on Capitol Hill is scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning. We'll listen in and we'll let you know what comes out of it. In South Fulton County, Rebecca Stram, Atlanta News First.
Thanks so much to Rebecca for that report. Of course, we're going to keep following the latest, like Rebecca mentioned. Okay, let's talk about the issue of animal services in Fulton County. That's the wrong video. I apologize about that. But so in Fulton County, there has been some discussion, some concern about animal services, and we are expected to learn a little bit more this morning about what the plan is going forward with regards to that. That's something that Fulton County officials are going to, be discussing with the city of Atlanta. Atlanta News First Asia Wilson has more.
It's been a fiery back and forth between the two for weeks, but after months of negotiation, this city is one step closer to having animal control services by Fulton County reinstated. Now, last night, City Council voted unanimously to allow the county to continue providing animal services to the city. Now, currently, animal service calls to the county made by people who live in Atlanta are being rerouted to Atlanta Police or 311 if it's a non-emergency. Now, it's important to note that the county is not turning away Atlanta animals. You may be wondering why all the back and forth. We're learning money has been a factor. But here's that moment City approved a new agreement for services.
30 years ago, when I was first elected, there was a extremely close working relationship between Fulton County and the city of Atlanta. I have never seen it as far apart as it is today, and it is past time to reconcile and deal with those issues.
Fulton County released a statement saying, "We are aware of this Atlanta City Council vote regarding animal control services. We look forward to receiving the executed intergovernmental agreement and will provide an update when we are able to do so." So what's next? Well, that hinges on Fulton County, and according to the city, they say conversations have already happened to get the county to look at this agreement as soon as Wednesday. In Fulton County, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First.
And thanks so much to Asia for that report. I want to bring in now First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi with a look at our forecast, Courtney. And I see it's been so beautiful. I see it says showers and storms are possible.
That's right. Yeah, we're starting to get into a slightly wetter pattern here as we head through the next several days. So let me get myself set up here.
Whoops.
Sorry, folks. No, it's okay. I'm just, 5'1" every day of the week. So very short. I have to get the boxes to stand on or you won't see me. But yes, showers and storms are possible. Our beautiful weather kind of coming to an end. Today, you're going to notice in the form of cloud cover that we're going to have a little bit more of that to work with. So you will notice the weather kind of taking a turn for the dreary, and that will just kind of continue as we head into the weekend, unfortunately. And we'll cover everything you need to know. Of course, it's Atlanta in the springtime. There's a lot going on every weekend this time of year, so I'm sure a lot of you are already thinking about making your plans, and I'll kind of take you through the forecast to let you know what to expect as we head through the next several days, as again, our forecast is starting to change, and as we head into the weekend. So I'm First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi. Thank you for spending time with us this morning. What you're looking at is kind of our setup. So essentially, we are going to have a cold front move through as we head into Friday and Saturday, and it will continue to push through on Sunday. And on Sunday, it's going to usher in cooler air as we head into Sunday afternoon and Monday. So Friday and Saturday, we'll deal with the rain, and then Sunday and Monday, it will turn cooler. Now, I will say Saturday doesn't look completely wet, which is good news. It's almost like some dry air is also starting to filter in behind that front. So Saturday could end up being pretty good for us, but just know that we have a couple of cold fronts, one tomorrow that's not going to completely push through the area, and another this weekend that will offer us just our unsettled pattern as we head through the weekend. A little bit complicated forecast, so just bear with me as I bring you through it. Today, mostly cloudy, partly to mostly cloudy with highs in the low 80s. So yesterday we topped out in the mid 80s. Today will be just a touch cooler with that cloud cover out there. But overall, a really nice day, staying mostly dry. We had a few showers up in the mountains earlier this morning. Most of that probably didn't even reach the ground because the air is too dry, so probably all evaporated before it hit the ground. But nonetheless, maybe a stray shower today, not enough to even put a rain chance on the 7-day forecast. Overnight tonight, we wake up to another very mild start. I know I've been enjoying the mornings. They've been pretty comfortable, right? And same thing tomorrow morning with overnight lows in the low 60s. So that's what to expect as you step out the door tomorrow. Now tomorrow, notice there's a front out to our west. That's actually bringing a whole spell of severe weather out into the plains this morning and will continue into this afternoon. Large hail, tornadoes, all possible out to our west. Thankfully for us, we are under the influence of high pressure. And what that's going to do is kind of protect us from this front as it moves closer. That front will slow down. It'll become more disorganized and offer us the chance for a few showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but no severe weather is expected. Any kind of severe weather will stay well out to our north and west in places like Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. But notice by 3 o'clock, far northwest Georgia gets in on some of that rain as that front approaches. So Floyd, Chattooga County, included places like Rome, Bartow County, Cherokee County. You could experience a few showers for that evening commute tomorrow. Notice how everything just kind of starts to fizzle as we make our way into the afternoon and evening hours. So if you have any evening plans tomorrow night, maybe you're going to grab some dinner. If you live north of I-20, the chance for a spotty shower is there. And if you live in our northern suburbs, places again like Cherokee County, Bartow County, into Floyd, Chattooga County, Hall County, you could have a few showers for your evening commute. I would just keep the umbrella tucked with you. Not a bad idea, but it's definitely not a significant enough rain chance where we are concerned that it's going to have a huge impact on your day. It's going to cause any kind of street flooding. Definitely not in the forecast for the day tomorrow. Just some scattered rain. As we head into Thursday, mainly dry, maybe just a stray shower, and that's kind of our in-between days. We wait for that second front to come through. That'll move in on Friday through the weekend, going to kind of slowly progress through the southeast. So ahead and along that front, we'll have the chance for showers. Friday, at 40% coverage, kind of on and off showers and maybe a rumble of thunder or two possible on and off throughout the day on Friday. Saturday does look mainly dry. Models are really struggling with the weekend. Essentially, the timing of this front is pretty tricky. How much moisture we're going to have ahead of this front's a little bit tricky. So right now we're keeping the coverage at 30%. If you have Saturday plans, don't cancel them. It does look mainly dry with the exception of maybe a spotty shower or two. Sunday is the big question. I'm going to show you the comparison of the models to kind of give you an idea of what goes into our forecasting process in just a minute. But that is a first alert weather day for now with a 60% coverage of rain. We did actually bump that down. Earlier this morning it was 70, and now some models are starting to trend a little drier with Sunday, which would be a good thing for anyone with Sunday plans. We have a lot going on this weekend. As I mentioned, Sweetwater 420 Fest this weekend. If you have plans for that, don't cancel them yet, no matter which day you're going. Just keep a close eye on the forecast, and we'll be dry by Monday. That is for sure.